All right, I'm currently on the phone with Lukcan. He's another musician that reached out about the current interview session. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the chance to introduce himself.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Lucan. I'm a local musician from Evansville, Illinois. Been in the scene for about 20 years now, and still kicking and still writing and covering new music. So if you're looking for something new and fresh, please check out all my stuff everywhere you can find my music at.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely get those links out towards the end of the interview. But to begin this interview, why don't you tell me a bit about how this all started for you? When did you first encounter music? And then when did you realize it was going to have a larger impact on your life?
So, like most people, I grew up in the 90s and watching MTV at a young age, and used to always love watching, the music videos in the mornings and after school, late nights, and always knew I was going to be a singer, just because I just loved doing it and it just felt right. And lo and behold, that's what I do now. When I got into high school, I got my first guitar when I was in 8th grade, but when I got into high school, my best friend and I both got guitars, and we jammed out. And then I joined my first band when I was a freshman. And we actually played out live gigs roughly when I was around 14, 15 years old, and haven't stopped.
Okay, so tell me about that period of time between you realizing that, music kind of matched with your personality and then picking up an instrument. How did you kind of figure out what instrument worked best for you?
Well, I like most people, I think I gravitated towards the guitar just because I felt like that was, the thing that I wanted to express myself on. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that singing is much more my thing. But I've been doing both forever, it feels like.
Okay, sure. Have you ever dabbled in any other instruments, or is it just guitar and singing?
So not to get sidetracked, I went to school. I was going to be a music teacher. I have a associate's degree in it. And I taught lessons for guitar and even vocals for a little bit. But since I was going on that path to be a music teacher, I immersed myself, because my first band, I was actually a backup singer and a bass player. And then I learned piano when I got into college, and I dabble on drums. I play harmonica now, and I play ukulele, all kinds of goofy, anything that's like weird sounding or just seems like a challenge, I'm into it,
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me about, you mentioned that you wanted to start jamming and making a band with one of your friends when you were in high school. Tell me a bit about how that progressed. Did you guys eventually put a band together? And then you mentioned you played shows. What was that kind of phase like?
So him and I, we would just, I would either go to his house or he'd come to my house, and we sit in our rooms and we just jam together. We never formed a band. I think we were going to, kind of thing. But then what happened was I met these other two guys when I was in high school, and they were looking for a third person. I think they were actually looking for a drummer at the time. And what happened was I made the comment to him one day, because we were good friends in school. I just said, what would be cool is, would it be cool, or no, it would be cool if the bass player that they had at the time would play drums, and then somebody else would step up. And lo and behold, he made that comment one day and became a drummer. And then we had tryouts, and then myself and some other guy tried out for the band, and I made it,
So was that kind of the ambition that you had with playing guitar and singing, was to join a lineup in a band, or did you also want to do like the solo singer-songwriter thing?
So in the beginning, I really wanted to be in a band, really bad. I think that's what most people want to do. The beginning, you just want to jam with your friends and have fun, and you don't really know where it's going to go. Obviously, my ideas on that have changed over the time, because I've been in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, like 4 actual band projects, and now I'm just the singer songwriter solo one man band act now.
Okay, that's fair. Tell me about the transitional period between being in a band and then learning that the solo singer-songwriter was kind of more up your alley.
So I kind of got pushed into it. I'm not against joining a band. It's just, I work a full-time job, and it's tough on my schedule to really play with people consistently. Like, because I mean, if I was going to be in a band, I'd want to practice at least once a week. A lot of guys probably, wouldn't want to or couldn't. So I kind of got pushed into it just from my band, from my job, and then COVID, was shutting everything down. Really kind of showed me like, hey, I can do a lot more. I can learn a lot more stuff faster. It's just me, and it's nothing against the other guys I ever played with. It's just like I was able to learn music so much faster, improve my skills a lot quicker, and it's very similar to when I went from being in a 4-piece band, guitar piece band, front man, guitar player, and doing solos. Like I had to up my game tremendously.
Okay, so do you anticipate with going that direction that eventually you'll seek out new band members to join your current project rather than kind of auditioning for a different band?
Yes, I think at this point I kind of know what I'm wanting to do now. As far as like, it'd be great to hire not so much studio musicians, but guys that understand that like, hey, I want to play full band shows, but I also want to do solo gigs. And, it's tough to find, people to feel the same way, because once you join a band, you feel like you're part of a family. And if you go out and doing stuff without your family, they might get mad.
Okay, so tell me about where that kind of puts you. Are you writing material and looking for shows to play? Are you in the studio recording? Tell me what's going on with the project.
So as of right now, I've currently got, I think I have 7 shows booked for the year already. And so I'm constantly playing out. And when I'm playing out, I'm playing a mix of covers and I'm playing some of my originals. This past year, I released a lot of new original music. And I'm gonna try to do similar, the same thing, but I put out a ton of new stuff this past year. And that's kind of what I think. I think a lot of musicians are at that point. I consider myself to be a hybrid, just because I got to play the covers for the bars and then I write my own stuff, and still trying to push that out there.
Okay, so it sounds like you're kind of doing the monthly digital release sort of strategy instead of like the full album type strategy.
Trying, because like at the end of this past year, I released a live album, and then I released an EP. Luckily though, all that stuff was like previously recorded, so all I had to do was kind of mix it and stuff. And but the 5 singles I did, I had to sit and do all that. And I record all that here in my home studio kind of thing.
Okay, so do you think down the road you'll look at doing like a full album release, or is the digital cadence kind of more fitting with your like workflow?
So I definitely would love to do a full album release. One of the goals I had in mind this year was to at least go into a studio and maybe do a full production single. Just to get a better quality sounding single out there. But, it's all about time, money, and all that stuff if I can get there.
So tell me about your project. What kind of music is it? What are the messages that you like to put into your music?
So a lot of the songs I've been writing, we'll talk about some of the ones I released this past year. The stuff I'm writing now is, I guess it's more singer-songwriter, because it's acoustic, it's got harmonica, it's got harmonies. It's mainly just vocals, harmonica, and guitar at this point. With the exception of one of the singles I released, "Walk With Me," had everything. I think I had cajon, bass, everything in there. And we released even a live video we did for the NPR Tiny Desk contest we did last year. But for like that song, I'm just, I'm stating, walk down a path with me, I mean, I'm not going to lead you astray, kind of like, an uplifting message kind of thing,
Okay, so you would say a lot of your content is really kind of life lesson focused, the whole you write what you know philosophy kind of thing.
For the most part, I know once, like one of my big things, I always have somebody ask me like, how do I sit and write these? What's my process? A lot of times, I'll be jamming a song and I'll just come in and think of something, and man, it's a cool riff, or I'll goof around and it becomes, sparks an idea. But I'm a big, and definitely if the lyrics stick, I want them to have an impact on you.
Okay, awesome. So, share with me a couple memories that you have of your time writing and playing music that have really made an impact on you to keep you motivated and kind of have guided the way that you approach writing music.
So I got two for you. When I was in college, my band No Solution, we were we were on the verge. We released our first record. We were going to be signed to another label. We were really like stars were out there. We thought we were going to go places. But we played this benefit show in Columbia, Illinois, called "To Write Love in Her Arms." And at the time, one of our biggest songs we had was called "Insane." I think the Point played it for a little while, but we had a full production single redone of that song by a studio in Iowa for this record label we were going to sign to. And so the song is killer. It's on my Spotify. You can check it out in my there's a playlist on there, and that song is in there. But anyways, we played the show. Every musician's dream is to hear the crowd sing your song. The chorus is real easy. It's just saying the word insane, but real stretched out. We literally get to the part of the chorus where that's what you want, and the crowd is singing it. They've never heard this song before, and chills. Just one of the best feelings you could have as a songwriter.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to, kind of connect with the energy in the crowd like that. That's awesome.
For sure. The other big thing was, so when I got this job that I have now, I was considering on hanging up music forever, at least for a good while, because I was getting this full-time job. I could be mandated for 16 hours a day. Didn't know if I was going to have time to do this still. And we played our last show at the Halo Bar at the pageant. And it was a pretty good gig for us in St. Louis at the time. And we played after Seether. Well, once they got done playing, our job was to start playing. So everybody comes in the Halo Bar and drinks and all that. We get to our last two songs, and lo and behold, not even like 3-4 people away from me, there's Sean Morgan at the bar. When we get done, he buys us shots, asks us if he could play our stuff, and then they did a whole night of Nirvana covers to end the night. What a killer experience. I mean, I think I took videos and put them on my YouTube, but I sat there, I was like, I don't think I'm done with music yet. I was like, here we are, this is a great ender for this era of our band, but we're not done yet,
That would definitely, help you keep you motivated for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, you mentioned that you are doing regular releases and you have a social media presence. So where can people find you?
So you can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can stream music. You can find my releases on there.
Okay. And I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their last word. So what's a message that you have that you want to share with other people?
Never give up. Whether you think you're done with something, you may not really be done with it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Music is definitely a journey. It's never a destination. Keep trying.